Hey, everyone. This is Cleophie again from the YouTube channel Cleophie Podcast. ChatGPT cracks the code on the Quran's most mysterious numerical patterns. Yes, it does. Today I try to explore the concept of miraculous numerical patterns within the Quran, the holy book of Islam, with an AI, ChatGPT. It investigates whether these recurring numbers, like 7 and 12, are simply coincidental or indicative of a divine origin and intricate design within the scripture. Let's get it from Jack and Wilson.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something really fundamental, numbers.
Right. They're everywhere, aren't they? Not just in math class.
Exactly. They structure the whole cosmos, from atoms right up to galaxies. But where it gets really interesting for our discussion is looking at them inside sacred texts.
Specifically, the Quran.
Yes, the Quran. Because numbers appear there in ways that seem, well, more than just counting.
It's a fascinating area. Scholars, believers, they've looked at these patterns for ages. Are they just like coincidences, things that happen by chance?
Or is there something more, a kind of mathematical layer, maybe even divinely intended? That's the big question.
And that's a deep one.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to explore this world of Quranic numerology using the research you've pulled together.
Yeah, and try to give you a sense of what these numbers are, how people interpret them.
And get into that whole debate around coincidence versus design. Help you understand what the discussion is really about.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Okay, so where should we start? Maybe with a number that resonates pretty widely, like 7.
Seven's a great starting point. It pops up everywhere, doesn't it? 7 days a week, 7 continents.
Yeah.
Often linked to ideas of completeness or perfection.
Right. So how does the Quran use that? Does it tap into that universal feeling about 7?
It definitely seems to. The Quran talks about 7 heavens, one above the other.
Ah, okay. So using 7 to convey vastness, the huge scale of the universe.
Exactly. It paints a picture of grandeur, of a complete cosmic structure.
And isn't there something about the creation story itself?
Yes, absolutely. The sources point out that the creation narrative unfolds over 7 days, which mirrors, our weekly cycle.
Okay, that makes sense. Completeness again.
But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Our sources highlight that the word 7,
The actual word.
yeah, the word itself appears exactly 7 times within that specific creation account.
Wow. Okay, hold on. So not just 7 days, but the word 7 is repeated 7 times in the story about the 7 days.
Precisely. It's quite a striking detail.
That feels very intentional. What's the interpretation of that specific repetition according to the material we looked at? Does it add another layer?
It really does. The sources suggest it's like an extra layer of emphasis, almost like the text is pointing to its own structure.
Self-referential in a way.
Sort of, yeah. Reinforcing that idea of a meticulously ordered creation, not just describing it, but embedding that order in the language itself. It turns the count into something more symbolic, like a divine signature.
Okay, that's a lot to think about just with the number 7. Let's shift gears slightly. What about 12? Another number we structure our lives around.
12 is definitely key, especially for time. The Quran itself mentions 12 months in a year.
Right, directly reflecting the lunar cycle, the natural rhythm of time.
Yeah.
Very clear.
It grounds the text in that observable reality, but it doesn't stop there.
Oh. How else does 12 appear?
Well, think about Prophet Jacob, or Yaqub in Arabic.
Okay, 12 sons, right?
Exactly. 12 sons, who then became the founders of the 12 tribes of Israel. The sources point this out specifically.
Ah, so you have the 12 months, the natural order, and then the 12 tribes, representing a kind of divinely guided community structure.
Precisely. It creates this parallel, this subtle link between how nature is ordered and how God's plan unfolds in human history.
It suggests they're interwoven, part of the same grand design, perhaps.
That's the implication, yeah. Not just random numbers, but a mirroring structure.
So these examples, 7 and 12, they're powerful. But you mentioned earlier, this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, absolutely. Just the tip of the iceberg. The sources indicate the Quran is, well, full of these kinds of numerical patterns.
Which brings us right back to that central question. Coincidence or design? Divine precision or something else?
And it's a fair question. Skeptics naturally raise the point about subjectivity.
Meaning, you can find patterns anywhere if you look hard enough.
Kind of, yeah. The term often used is confirmation bias. You have an idea that there's a hidden code, maybe, and then you start seeing evidence for it everywhere, ignoring things that don't fit.
Okay, I see the logic there. So How do the sources we're drawing from respond to that? How do proponents of a deeper meaning address this confirmation bias argument?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting and why we call it a deep dive. The sources argue back based on, essentially, scale and complexity.
Scale and complexity,
Meaning it's not just one or two patterns. It's the sheer volume of them throughout the text and the complexity how these numbers often relate to each other or mirror things in the real world in ways that seem unlikely to be pure chance.
Can you give an example of that complexity? Is it just about counting words?
Not always. Some of the analysis gets much deeper. Our sources mention methods like abjad notation.
Abjad, what's that?
It's an older system where each letter in the Arabic alphabet has a numerical value. So scholars using this can analyze the numerical values of specific words, or even root words that form key concepts.
Ah, okay. So you're not just counting how many times a word appears, but calculating the numerical value of the word itself, or related words.
Exactly. And sometimes they find really intricate mathematical relationships emerging from these values, connections between concepts that aren't obvious just from reading the text. Patterns that, statistically speaking, are pretty hard to explain away as random.
Right. So it moves beyond simple counting into something more like cryptography almost.
Right.
A hidden mathematical layer revealed through specific techniques.
You could see it that way. And for believers, looking at this kind of evidence,
Yes. What's the takeaway for them?
for them, this level of precision, this intentionality, especially when uncovered through methods like abjad, it serves as strong evidence, a testament even, to the Quran's divine origin.
Because it suggests a level of intricate design beyond human capability.
Precisely. It points towards a higher intelligence, a mind that can meticulously craft a text with these multiple layers of meaning, operating simultaneously, like a blueprint, not just a story.
So it's clear this isn't just about numbers for the sake of numbers. It's not a math puzzle.
Not at all. The point isn't just to find patterns, but what they might signify.
Right. These numerical observations seem to invite a different kind of engagement with the Quran, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It encourages you, the listener, to maybe move beyond only the surface meaning of the words.
And to appreciate what our sources call that intricate tapestry of symbolism.
Exactly. To see the Quran perhaps as this multi-layered text, maybe even like a divine symphony.
A symphony. I like that analogy, where every element, every number, every repetition has its place and purpose.
Yeah, adding richness and depth to the overall message. It's a perspective that challenges you to look deeper, to contemplate the mysteries, both in the text and maybe in the universe itself.
It really does suggest a universe filled with meaning, potentially down to the smallest detail.
That's the core idea.
So, wrapping this up then, this exploration, this deep dive into the numerical patterns in the Quran, it's really a journey, isn't it?
It is. It goes right into the heart of Islamic spirituality, and it definitely requires, well, patience, careful thought.
And an open mind, certainly.
An open mind is key. Whether you see divine signature or complex literary device, exploring it deepens your understanding of the text, its structure, its history, and the inspiration people draw from it.
It highlights the Quran's intricate design, regardless of the ultimate interpretation.
Indeed. It's about appreciating those layers of potential meaning.
And maybe there's a thought here for you, listening. Think about how embracing these kinds of unfolding mysteries, maybe not just in sacred texts, but in nature or science or even complex social systems, how that process of looking deeper can spark new insights.
How it can illuminate wisdom in unexpected places.
Exactly. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? What else might be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to notice?
Thank you for joining us for today's podcast. I hope you've gained some valuable insights. If you're a truth seeker, yearning for divine light and ready to step out of darkness, now is your moment. The truth is that Allah is the one and only creator of the universe. He has sent over 124,000 messengers and prophets to guide humanity, starting with Adam and culminating with the final messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon them all. If you resonate with this message, you might be ready to embrace Islam. Simply recite the Shahada, the Islamic declaration of faith. For further support, feel free to join our WhatsApp group. You can send us a private message there. The link is in the video description. Don't wait until it's too late. We look forward to connecting with you soon.